Hi everyone, this is Kyle. I'm going to be critiquing and kind of discussing the learning management system or the learning platform Canvas. Canvas is a learning platform that really tries to integrate the classroom setting into the online setting. And I'm going to be critiquing it from the perspective of a high school teacher. Canvas really doesn't incorporate well with the younger grades. It just is a little takes a little bit more intuition to kind of navigate than some of the other learning management systems that are more based for or more focused on those younger grades. So right here we have the dashboard. This is kind of your main page, um, and right now we are looking at the page from a teacher perspective. So as you can see in the dashboard, you have your classes all arranged here, and you can kind of change these out, change the color, all that. I like this as a teacher, as a administrator, and as a designer, just because it's really easy to see, what you have, and kind of everything's really sparsed out, really nice and neatly. There's not too much clutter. It's not it's not difficult to navigate this kind of portion. Over here you have your to-dos, which are kind of grading assignments that are due. You can see that they are connected to different classes, Algebra 1, Intro to Oceanics or Oceanography, and then the due date. I like this as well, especially as a high school teacher. Students tend to forget things. Um, and so I really do. One of the things I talk about when I talk about what I like in online platforms is kind of the aesthetic, the ease of navigation, and this really it's clean, it's easy to navigate, it's not too cluttered. Um, Next we have the courses tab, which kind of just lets you easily navigate between courses. Um, it's really quick, easy, see everything you have. You have the calendar tab, which the calendar tab actually shows you kind of all your assignments. None of the assignments are kind of due here, but usually when they are, they're all lined up. One of the things that I really like about that is that it gives students and administrators and instructors kind of an idea of what they're looking for, and kind of what's going to be going on for the week. And then lastly, you have your inbox, um, which is just kind of correspondence between students and uh, other teachers and yourself. It's basically just email. Now, one of the things that we've talked about when we are looking for or what we're looking for in a learning platform is kind of the ability and flexibility for students to share their understanding and knowledge in multiple different ways. And Canvas is really good with that. So if we go to one of our classes, we'll go to Algebra 1A. We have our syllabus here. We have all of our assignments kind of as they're due. Students can see the whole layout. But one of the really cool things about Canvas is you can go in and you can add apps. So Canvas is really easily integrated with third-party applications. If you take a look here are all the apps that you can kind of add into your course. So say a student wants to share their understanding of a topic using a comic maker. We have a Pixton comic maker app that you can add to an assignment, which allows the student to kind of utilize that tool, that resource in a different way to show. So not every student is sitting down and just writing, a paragraph. They're able to kind of show their understanding, their learning through these different applications. There are tons and tons of different resources here in different ways that you can kind of adapt your course in Canvas to kind of make it your own and offer students the flexibility to kind of be creative and run with what they want to be doing. Another thing I look for as a high school teacher is feedback, the ability to give feedback and to assess student understanding. And feedback takes up probably most of my time when it comes to actual work outside of the classroom. And Canvas really offers some great tools for this. We're in our kind of module area where it shows kind of the different units with all the materials. And so we can go in and we can actually have quizzes, and the quizzes you can integrate right away, and you can look for statistics, how they're kind of broken down, what the median was, what the standard deviation was. You can look student by student analysis, generates reports, so you get all that kind of feedback on how your students did. And then you can also go in, and let me find an assignment. Critical thinking as one, I know. You can also go in and you can really apply something called SpeedGrader, which is really useful. And so here we have an assignment by a student. It's the State of the Union analysis first draft. If you take a look over here, actually, we have a rubric, and we can view that rubric. So we can take a look at the rubric, and as we're sitting here grading, we can change the point differential. So we can say, okay, how's their reasons against the claim? They met the standard, they exceeded the standard, word choice, and we can go, and then you can save it. And that saves their grade. It adds up all the points for you, saves their grade right into a grade book that's in the system. And then you can also go down and have comments for the students on how you think they did, where you think they can improve, where you think they could use some more work. And this can be done by video, audio, and then simply attaching a file. And one of the other things that I was looking at, I wasn't able to integrate it into this video, but you can actually have a PDF editing suites, so you can kind of go in and highlight things and circle other aspects of their paper and write comments right in the margin here and send them back a PDF of your feedback, which for the K through 12, especially language arts context, having the ability to take a paper, grade it, put all my feedback right on the side, and then send it back right away saves me a lot of time and gives students feedback quickly, which I think is a incredibly important part of kind of having the online learning platforms, is that students are keeping that feedback, they have it right away, and they're able to kind of have all that in one place rather than in 10 different folders that they lose. Canvas is also really good with collaboration tools. I think that's one of the more important parts of the online learning platform, is that students are able to explore a topic and kind of collaborate with their fellow students. I think we don't just teach content, we teach kind of how to be a member of the working world, and that includes working with people. So one of the really nice things about Canvas is you can include and incorporate things such as Skype, LinkedIn, Twitter. I don't know what Delicious is, but we can include those, which is really convenient and useful. Each course also has, take a look at Introduction to Oceanography, each course also has a discussion page, and students and teachers, you can actually turn it off, but you can keep it on, are able to create a discussion link for students to kind of utilize as a place to post findings or post questions, or integrate things that they have found that they think the rest of the students might benefit from. So this is a great way to kind of help students become not just masters of the content, but quality learners who kind of actively go out and seek information and understanding rather than simply having it given to them. Finally, one of the more simple but unexpected features that Canvas offers, something that I didn't really think that I would want, but that once I started thinking about how I could utilize it in my classroom really seemed to be something that would be really useful, is a grouping tool. So you go to People, and you can actually create class activity groups, class study groups. You can blend them. And one of the really cool and kind of one of the features that I would utilize this for in the literature classroom is through jigsaw activities. So if you are grouping students in, say, reading groups or in jigsaw activities, you can assign each different group their own content, so that each group has their own content in their grouping, where they can go and look back and kind of address that, so that if I have students reading different novels and with different, assignments and materials, they're able to go into their group and they can post, they can kind of discuss with each other inside of their class activity group. And then we have study groups, and you can kind of create different group sets and rename them whatever you want, which is really nice. We also have the gradebook, which I don't think online learning platform could call itself that without having at least somewhat of a gradebook. Assignments, modules. Um, so overall, I think Canvas is a really useful tool. I think it's a clean way of integrating things going on online, or sorry, integrating things going on in the classroom online. It's kind of having, your assignment notebook and all your folders and all your notebooks online in an easy to access medium. What I think Canvas lacks, though, is it seems to be centered around the already utilized classroom model. There's not a lot of room uh, to be incredibly inventive. If we're looking at those 9.5 principles, it's not offering students a chance to kind of go outside of the box too much and really push their learning and their understanding of the topic. It's more of a assignment notebook, gradebook type platform. That being said, it is I think it's a really useful tool in terms of keeping all of the documents together, keeping all of the information and the assignments, and having a calendar and having, your course syllabus. But it's not taking learning to that next level. It's not, asking learners to become experts. It's merely giving them tools um, to be getting that A in the class. And so I think utilizing Canvas with some of those outside applications that I talked about earlier could really push it over the edge and really make it an incredibly useful classroom tool to have.